If you're chronically online like myself, especially if your platform of choice is TikTok, you've probably seen a video of Eadem's Le Chouchou viral 3-in-1 lip treatment. Whether you're interested in purchasing a lip treatment for the first time or whether you're trying to decide on which color best fits your skin tone based on other people's experience with the product, stay tuned because I will be giving my personal thoughts on the product as a current user, as well as go through other people's personal experience and thoughts on the product using website data. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chelly and I like to use my programming and research skills to explore the world of high-end and luxury skincare. So, who's buying Eadem's Le Chouchou Lip Softening Balm? Before analyzing and digging into Le Chouchou's data profile, let's do a proper introduction of her founders. Eadem was founded by Marie Coadieu, a French Ivorian beauty représentation francophone, on adore, and Alice Lin, a Taiwanese American queen who met while working at Google. They were corporate girlies before Eadem, and honestly, that makes me love them even more. Eadem began in 2018 as a lifestyle blog for women of color and later evolved into a skincare brand in 2021. As women of color, their mission was to develop products that are specifically formulated to be safe and effective for melanin-rich skin, a gap they've identified in the beauty industry. Little fun fact, Eadem means the same in Latin. Their products are 100% made in the USA, specifically Brooklyn, New York, as seen on the packaging of their lip treatment. This is the product. It has Eadem on one side and it has the name of the product, Le Chouchou Lip Softening Balm. Le Chouchou means a favorite in French, little fun fact. And this is $24 for 0.49 ounce. I'd place Eadem in the high-end category because of the price tag. It's pricey, but it's not, expensive, if you know what I mean. It's a 3-in-1 lip product. It's supposed to exfoliate, moisturize, and gloss. They have really good information on the ingredients used to achieve those three effects. I'll be giving you an overview of it, but if you're interested in a more in-depth detail of what these ingredients are and how they help, feel free to go on their website, it's all there. Okay, so the key ingredients for the exfoliators, I have it open here, so that's what I'm going to be looking at, is the hibiscus enzymes, lactic acid, and pyruvic acid. For the moisturizers, you have Brazilian acai butter, African mongongo butter, moringa oil, and what they call operators, which I'll call them glow boosters, hexapeptides, and spread it polymer technology. It comes in 6 beautiful different shades: guava fresca, butter mochi, bissap glaze, fig sauce, boba bounce, and burnt malai. Or burnt Malay. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. We'll be watching 3 different TikTok videos on creators swatching the products on their arm as well as applying on their lips. That way we can see the different flavors on different skin tones. Okay, let's go check it out. Such pretty colors. There are only 5 shades in this video because it came out before Guava Fresca did. Guava Fresca was released in May 2025 and I believe this video was made before then. That's why there's only 5 shades. But I love those colors, it's so pretty. The next video, we're gonna see the swatches on the arm on a darker skin tone compared to this creator. In this video, she did not apply it on her lips, but you can see the swatches a lot better and right beside each other. So if you want, pause the video, compare the colors with each other, and if you have this creator's skin tone, you can better understand which flavor goes well with your skin tone and which one you prefer, what kind of look you prefer. Now we're gonna watch the last video. It's on a darker skin tone. So pretty once again. I'm sorry guys, I thought this one had guava fresca. I'm gonna have to find another video where the creator only puts guava fresca. It's only gonna be one video.
Let's swatch Eadem's new lip shade, Guava Fresca. Just kidding. But look at that beautiful pink guava shade. I love that it has hibiscus enzymes and AHA to gently exfoliate your lips while nourishing them at the same time. Here's a comparison of burnt malai, guava fresca, and butter mochi. You guys, I love this so much. This shade sold out the first day of release on the Sephora app. If you can't tell, I love these and I'm gonna get more, so have fun.
I hope that gives you guys a better idea on what each shade looks like on different skin tones. Now for my personal thoughts on the product. I have two shades. Butter Mochi, which is the clear shade. This one's currently unopened. And I have Burnt Malay. This one is a nice color. I think the shade is so pretty. Not me applying it on camera, but I love the smell. I'm half Asian and half African, so I'm a sucker for unconventional or culturally rooted flavors and smell. Like, give me all the honeydew, taro, guava, orange blossom, yuzu smells. Those ones are the ones I gravitate towards. So when I saw that Eadem was inspired by, well, their lip product was inspired by their favorite street desserts, I was like, I'm sold. And this one really reminds me of a smell that I've smelled in my childhood. The consistency is pretty thick. At the end of the day, my lips feels super moisturized. What I like to do is I like to take a wet towel to exfoliate my lips and remove all the dead skin cells. And at the end of the day, when I use this product, I physically see like the dead skin cells. Too much information, but you know, it's working. I don't get the same effect with my other lip products. Although I do love my other lip products, this one, it just hits different. This is my go-to summer, spring, and fall lip product, which brings me to my next point, which is the only downside to this lip product. I live in a very cold climate, very cold and dry climate. I live in Canada, so our winters are pretty harsh. I find that this product doesn't work as well in the winter. For example, if my lips are feeling hydrated and normal, I drank enough water that day, and I just want a lip product to keep the current state of my lips, I'll apply it. It's still gonna feel moisturized and hydrated. The issue lies when my lips are cracked or dehydrated. If I apply it on cracked lips, it's gonna feel like a thick layer on cracked lips. It's not necessarily gonna improve the state of my lips. So for the winter times, I like to use another heavy duty lip product that has lanolin in it. For the rest of the year, I do love this product. I've been using this one for a little less than a year, and I still have so much left. This lasts a very long time. Would I repurchase this product? Yes, I would 100% repurchase this product. I would and I will. However, I do still have 2 more in stock, and I only purchased to replace. So right now, I won't be repurchasing, but I will be repurchasing once I don't have any more products in stock. Not me saying in stock as if I own a little like shop in my room. No, I think I have 4. Yeah, I went a little overboard during the Sephora sale. I am a tech girly at heart, so before we jump into the data, I'd like to give my thoughts on the ease of use and the appearance of the website. If you're not interested in that, skip ahead to this time. This is their official website at a first glance. There's a lot of bold, vibrant colors, makes the website look so fun. I feel like they must have hired a web designer because individually, I don't think these colors would have paired together nicely. You know, intuitively, personally, I'm not a designer, so I didn't think that they would pair well together. But yet, it looks very nice. It looks very cohesive. So props to them. It's a very informative website. I mean, look at the key ingredients section. It gives you the description of what is an exfoliator, what's the name of the exfoliator, and what it does. It's a dynamic website with animation and video, which is super important for colored skin products. Super easy to make a purchase. I mean, you can't miss the large add to cart button. And it's also super easy to choose your desired shade. They're displayed as options to be selected for purchase. There's nothing worse than having a website that has a drop-down menu with the names of the product or the names of the color you want to purchase. Like, how are you supposed to know what is ABC? What color is ABC? You know, you have to go back and check, oh, is a purple, a blue, a pink? So this is perfect. The fact that you have to pick the color that you want to purchase is peak efficiency. It's now time for the reviews analysis. My favorite part, I'm joking, I love every part. I love learning about the company, the lip products, and all that good stuff. But this is my bread and butter. This is what I do for a living. So, should we trust the reviews left on Eadem's official website? I'd say yes. I mean, look at this graph. More than 50% of the reviews that were left on the website, I should specify positive reviews left on the website, are verified buyers. Since I personally cleaned the raw data, I have a little insight I'd like to share. Initially in 2024, when they first launched their Lift Softening Balm, it was mainly verified reviewers, so people that they have sent the product to write in a review, but that's what it was when the product first came out. 3 weeks later, around the end of June, beginning of July, I saw a noticeable shift where it went from verified reviewers to verified buyers, meaning people were spending their own money and then leaving a positive reviews. This is pretty impressive for a brand. Can you imagine? It took you only 3 weeks to get people to start buying your product that you just launched. I need you to understand how impressive this is. But that's the insight that I noticed coming from the raw data. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to understand the general sentiment of what people think of this product. We're going to look at the positive reviews and the negative reviews. And we're going to look at the reviews on their website, the official Eadem website, and reviews on Reddit, just because we want more than one data source. The top comments left on the website are very hydrating and moisturizing. People love that it exfoliates as well as hydrates. It's long lasting, lasts for hours after application. You don't have to reapply every hour, although you could do it for more of a stronger tint to your lips, but if not, you don't have to reapply it as often. It's beautiful. The packaging, I mean, come on. It's sleek, it looks so clean and luxurious. People love the metal applicator. It feels cooling on the lips. The consistency is very thick, non-sticky, creamy, and has a glossy finish. Also, there's a nice little touch where customer service had received positive reviews on their website. Apparently customer service is super responsive. I never had to interact with them, but if people had issues, customer service was super responsive. Now, for the negative comments. Some people did not like the scent or the taste. It is pretty particular. So if you don't like exotic smells or particular smells that are not like mint, lemon, conventional sweet smells, I could see why you wouldn't like these smells. I personally love it because it's nostalgic. It reminds me of my childhood. Some people wish the consistency was thinner because it does run on the thick side, as we saw on a few of the TikTok videos. The metal applicator can get messy, which I have noted. Some people wish there were more cool toned options. And also the main one, people thought it was a bit pricey. $24 for one lip balm, one lip treatment is quite pricey. On Reddit, essentially it was the same positives. I didn't see any additional ones that were different to the ones left on the website. So the positives were the same. However, there were different negatives. And the first one being that the product is always sold out. Another one that I've seen that is specific to people that are outside of the US is that it is expensive to get it shipped outside the US, which I can attest to that. I believe it's more expensive than the product itself to get it shipped to Canada. So the shipping fees are like $30 from what I remember seeing. So it is quite pricey. You pay double the price for the product. For anyone that's interested in understanding how I got the top reviews or want to recreate this exercise with another product, essentially what I did is I extracted all the reviews from the website. I then put it in a text file to then feed it to Notebook LM, which is Google's AI. aside from Gemini, this one, Notebook LM, will summarize the information that you give to it. So essentially it summarized the text file that I gave to it from the Eadem website. Then I ask questions like, what's the top positive reviews? Then it's going to tell me what are the top positive reviews, how many times it came up in the reviews, and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, there's Notebook LM that does that. And I only use it for text or words or reviews. Anything that has to do with like data, numbers, or compiling graphs, I use something else. I use Python. So if you're interested in that, write a comment under this video and I'd be glad to explain the whole process. Now let's answer the question, who's buying Eadem's Le Chouchou Lip Softening Balm? I have the first graph here. It's the distribution of skin type. It's a little less relevant to lip products. I believe this is more focused on their other skincare products like their serums and their toner. Regardless, it's available, so we are gonna check it out. With 40.47% of people leaving positive reviews on their website being part of the combination skin category, followed by dry skin, normal, sensitive, and then finally oily. I'm a little surprised that dry has a higher percentage compared to normal, but yeah, that's what the data is telling us, so we're gonna rely on the data and not our personal thoughts. Okay, let's move on to the next graph. This next graph is skin tone, and it goes from the lightest skin tone that is available to choose on the website to the darkest. So you have milk, cream, peaches, olive, caramel, chai, toffee, cocoa, and espresso. Cream being the highest one, lowest one being espresso. And then you have the others that are in between 4.9, so 5% to 18%. I fall in the olive and caramel. I wouldn't have thought that I'd be an olive skin tone just because I've always thought that I was like either tan or caramel, but it seems like I might be an olive during the summer. Right now, I'm for sure caramel, and when I tan even more, I can also be chai. But I think I'd fall in the caramel category, and I have left a review on the website, a positive one, and I am part of this. This is me. Somewhere in here is me. This next graph is the number of times a flavor or a color was mentioned in a positive review. So this one is not its own field on the website. I essentially looked for these specific words, so guava, fresca, butter mochi, fig, or sauce, and I extracted it from the comments. So let's say a person said, oh, I really loved guava fresca. It suited me very well. It's gonna be in this bar. I would think that guava fresca makes sense from a numbers perspective because when these 5 flavors were released, Eadem wasn't as established as it is right now. At this point in time, guava fresca was released in, I believe, May or June 2025, and then Eadem already has, a bit of a following. Quite a few people love this brand, so they're more inclined to leave a positive review, especially since Eadem does send an email after you make a purchase, like, hey, you can get a 10% off your next purchase after leaving a review. So it makes sense more people are signed up to their newsletter, will then leave a positive review to get the % off their next purchase. This next graph is the count of skin tone by flavor. So let's take butter mochi for example. This is the clear shade, and this is, I believe, universally good for every skin tone because every skin tone have left a positive review, as opposed to other flavors where you're missing, let's say, toffee and cocoa for boba bounce. The skin tone that left the most positive review for butter mochi is the skin tone cream, which seems to be the skin tone that has left the most positive review on not all, but on most flavors except burnt Malay. Let's see, for example, you have an espresso skin tone and you want to see where people with your skin tone have left a review. Let's double click on this, and then you can see people with espresso skin tone left a review for the flavor butter mochi and guava fresca. So butter mochi, there are 2 reviews. For guava fresca, there are 3. Now let's see for caramel, which is mine. So essentially, people with my skin tone have left a review for boba bounce, burnt malay, butter mochi, fig sauce, and guava fresca. What is missing in here? I'm not sure. Let's see. Bissap glaze is missing. I'm sure people with caramel skin tone have enjoyed and have purchased Bissap glaze. This is what I saw on the website, people that have left a review. So I find this graph super fascinating. It seems like there are less reviews left on Bissap glaze and burnt malay. It's mainly butter mochi, guava fresca, fig sauce, and boba bounce. The two final graphs are related to date, and this one is the percentage of reviews that were left in each respective year, so 2024 and 2025 with 22%, and then in 2025 with 77%. Now if we drill down, we have by month, and as we see here, May 2025, there were 189 reviews left. Interesting, there is a big peak, and it is guava fresca that created this big peak. And then we have June right here, July. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have you tried this lip treatment? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. See you guys in the next video. Bye.